of shiny helmets, spandex jumpsuits, and strange monsters. These heroes force feed you a bowl of awesome that is the Tokudon Podcast. Join Carl, Josh, and Rob as they haphazardly welcome you to the exciting genre of Tokusatsu. Now, open wide.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
Welcome back.
Welcome. Yeah. That's our intro. Okay. Cool. We're good. Hi. Welcome back to the podcast. It's been a while.
Little bit.
Working retail in the holidays is exhausting. If anyone doesn't know, so
working at all during
working period is exhausting. So, but yeah, my schedule's been all kinds of nonsense. I basically haven't been here in the house for a month. So
yeah,
that's pretty much why there hasn't been a steady stream of episodes.
It's been a derelict computer.
But we're back. We're back.
We are.
I think one of the resolutions we decided on was try and get a regular schedule again. So,
and you know how good resolutions last.
Yes.
But we're gonna stick to them. Damn it.
Damn it.
We'll
be good. I'm Carl.
I'm Rob.
I'm here.
That's
not dead.
He's not in the shadow realm today.
I'm just saying, it's a new year and I made it.
Yeah,
so
you made it, man.
Kudos.
And I'm Josh.
Hey, Josh.
And that's Josh.
Just in case you're wondering, that's me.
All right. So we are on our discussion episode since we so delightfully followed our weekly timeline.
Yes.
We're talking about discussions this week. We're going to be doing a little bit of just what we've been up to, kind of like we usually do on these discussion guys. Then we're going to talk about our obligatory top 5 of the decade moments, specifically in Kamen Rider this time, because we need a little refuel and refresh on some Rider action.
Yes. And I have so missed my Rider.
Yeah. So we're gonna get back into swing of things with some big Kamen Rider dick energy. That's what we're going with. That's what we'll call the episode.
So for someone who hasn't seen the show, what is dick energy?
It is.
Is this like their henshin device?
Yes.
Or?
So this particular season called The Next Decade, it literally is just a penis that like flops out, and then
Wait,
he's
decade or decade?
Yes.
Decade.
Yes. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
My output's a little,
Yeah. You got to turn that back up again.
All right.
That's sick.
So,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm interested in watching.
I mean,
go
go
on. So yeah, let's just kick it off with what we've been up to. Who wants to go first?
All right. So basically,
I guess Rob.
You know,
I mean, I had my hand raised, but that's cool.
It's whatever.
I'm so rude. It's so rude of me.
No,
So I'm going to keep going. So since the last time I was on, I've gotten older.
Literally.
Yeah, I've had a birthday, so now I'm ancient and a half. So what else? Oh, I've been watching a whole lot of Ryu Soldier. I got interested in I was watching the one clip where he got the most recent power up. So I just been marathoning Ryu Soldier on top of the wonderful creation which we all kind of love is The Mandalorian. And I actually just today saw the first episode of The Witcher. So now I drank a little bit of the Kool-Aid. I get it.
So, real question about Ryu Soldier though. Which upgrade did you see? Was it the claw, the ice bird, or the night armor?
I'm not sure which character yet, but whoever character died for him to get that first gold power up.
So it was the claw, I think.
Right.
Gotcha. So I don't know anything about it. I've just seen the upgrades.
Okay. So convincing.
That's what I do. I'm pretty good at it.
But yeah, no, legit. Like, it's actually not bad.
Cool.
I'm enjoying it. So
cool.
That's all I've been up to.
Witcher's great. I love Witcher. Witcher's fantastic.
I just, like I said, I saw the first episode. I wasn't sure if I needed to be like a super fan to get it.
No.
Because I'm like more of a passing fan. I know who he is. I kind of get the lore behind it, but I definitely don't think that the first episode gave you a whole lot either. So I was more like, okay, I kind of understand this force that they use, because I don't know if that's the
monster
way the
magic
is.
juice, literally.
Star Wars is force. It's magic.
If you look close in the beginning of that first episode, when he's in the swamp, you can kind of see Luke carrying Yoda in the background for like 2 seconds. But he leaves. You gotta be,
Yes.
You gotta be on it.
He is.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, so I mean, it's I'm gonna watch it. I just don't know how much I need to know prior to.
You don't for that one. You don't need to know anything. It takes place before it follows the book storyline more than the actual games itself. So it takes place before the games. And for anyone who hasn't seen it, the timeline can be a little confusing the first time you watch it. So it's going to take a second.
Yeah, that was my only gripe with it. Is like I haven't played the games or read the books, but I know about them. So watching it was very
jarring.
Well, no, it was kind of like it seemed like it was flowing right, and then they throw in a character, and you're like, "Well, no, wait, what?"
Yeah.
And then you get to the last episode, and you're like, "Okay, all right."
I didn't like that they ADR'd all of his fucking dialogue, though. Like,
I mean, that happens in most shows nowadays.
But it's so noticeable with him, I guess.
But is it Garo bad?
No. It's not Garo bad, but it's
the king of ADR TV shows.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm only on
the Have you seen it, Josh?
I've seen it. I've never played any of the games. The only thing I knew about the games is you could sleep with most of the women.
Yes,
and that was about it.
Cool. That's all you need to know. I mean, that happens in the show too, so that's fine. So the end of the first episode is one of the coolest fight scenes I think I've seen in probably the last 6-7 years. When he takes on like 6 of those dudes at once, it was cool.
He's Superman, so
yeah, literally. I mean, it was him better than killing Zod. So yeah, pretty sick. That show's cool. Everyone go check it out. Show's great. So is Mandalorian, but I'm sure we'll get into that in a second.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that.
Who wants to go next?
Ben.
I had my hand up. So.
Popcorn. Okay.
Nice. All right. Honestly, not much. There's been a lot of changes at work with just crew, so it's a lot of
the new people game.
Just power switching. So
Gotcha.
like everything's changing with new leadership and all that. So it's been a funk to try and get used to.
Yeah.
Still working on my book.
Nice. How's that going? Any
so
updates on the
annoying.
publishing front?
No, it's so annoying. When you write a book, it's you, so no one tells you what to do, and then you're finished, and suddenly it's like, oh well, I mean, we'll publish it, but you have to have 5 pints of blood,
Yep.
three bones from a
Young
oh
knight.
Whatever. Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
If you don't have these things, then I'm sorry, but you'll never make it.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
But did you put them in the bowl and light the pentagram? Is the question.
Yeah. Not yet. Well, they said I didn't have to.
No.
See, they say that, but it's common practice at this point.
Yeah. No, I mean, it could just be me too, because I overthink stuff. But with my book being my baby, I really don't want to just jump in like, oh, here's a publisher who said if I meet him in this alley, he'll sign me over. So
what is this hose you want me to put in my mouth? What is this?
It's really aggravating just trying
This
to.
is where they keep the success down here. Okay.
So
Jesus.
I've got to just stick to something and go with it.
That's fair.
Yeah, other than that, I'm kind of boring. I mean, I've seen The Witcher 2 and Mandalorian, but,
Which were the most exciting things ever. Yeah, must be great.
And I gotta say, I'm not a fan of Star Wars at all, but for some reason I can get into The Mandalorian. And I think it's probably because, like, it doesn't feel like it's connected in any way.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really Star Wars.
Yeah. They don't have the usual like themes like the Jedi and the Force and all that stuff like thrown in your face like it normally
no Force,
does.
No lightsabers, none of that stuff. So it's just different, and it's funny and cool. So
and it feels like Toku.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean,
Sure
Oberon
does.
Tyrell is a badass no matter what. So apparently he learned from his head popping experience and just put a mask on and doesn't take it off. So that's cool.
It kind of looked the same when they first took off the helmet. I thought, they just went on to the next scene because he looked like shit.
Yeah, he did. That laser blast fucked him up. So yeah, it's cool. That's cool. But yeah, keep us updated. Definitely want to hear more about that.
Cool.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah. Go ahead, Josh.
I watched The Witcher. I watched The Mandalorian. I watched the Star Wars movie.
I have not yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new one either.
I totally want to, though.
I enjoyed it. I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm not. I've got to go so deep into this that anything that the movie is going to just make me bleed out the ass. No.
The foaming at the mouth Star Wars.
Yeah, which everyone just seems to be.
It's exhausting,
And-
honestly.
Yeah. I didn't have too much of a problem with the previous movie, but I didn't like the previous movie. It just seemed to be like the director just didn't fucking care about Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then when this movie came out, it's like everyone's like, "Well, they messed up the last movie because of this, this, and this." And I was like, "Well, yeah, because this director had to fix everything that the other one broke." So,
I mean, I personally like The Last Jedi. I have some issues with it. There's some serious issues I have with it, but I liked it.
yeah, but what I'm saying is I didn't. It's not like I think I told you guys in chat that like one article I read was like Last Jedi was the best movie ever in the Star Wars. I'm like, no,
Oh, yeah.
no,
Definitely.
not even like top 5.
Nice.
So yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Taking care of
Living
my
a
dog.
Star Wars dream.
Yeah.
Shit.
Nice.
So,
Go ahead.
I'm fairly disappointed with Disney Plus. I don't understand why people think this is going to kill Netflix.
Only because they haven't seen The Little Mermaid in like a year, so finally it's
Yeah,
easy
but-
for them.
I feel like the problem with Disney Plus is that it's Disney. It's only Disney. It's not like you're going to
only Disney. So the Star Wars franchise, the Marvel franchise, the Disney franchise,
Yeah.
Netflix next year, Hulu maybe.
no, because
Yeah.
Netflix
Our souls are needed.
has.
That'll be on there soon. That's fine.
I'm sorry, but it's just Disney. That's a little thing where Netflix can take from a whole bunch of different producers. Disney's just taken from themselves.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can't think of a Marvel movie that I said after the theaters like, "Oh, I've got to own this one." I've loved every single one that I saw, but I never came out of that theater thinking, "Oh yeah, I'm going to buy that one."
I don't think
That
anybody
one's
does.
next.
I mean, who? I don't know.
I mean,
honestly-
When King of Monsters came out, I was like, I will own you, and I will have you, and I will make sweet love to you.
okay.
But I mean, I have a problem when it comes to Godzilla, so that's whatever.
But I mean, you understand what I'm saying? It's just
No, I got you. Yeah.
And it's not even that, but it's not even like finished. Like all my friends were like, "Get Disney Plus. There's all these cool things." So I get it. I'm like, "Ooh, George of the Jungle." Click it. Oh, we can only show you a minute clip because
Because it's
this
coming
is
in
still
February.
still technically isn't owned by us yet. Okay, whatever. I'll watch Maleficent.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Also-
Why don't you try this? Okay. Oh, you know what? We forgot.
Just watch Pirates again. Just watch Pirates again.
No one wants to actually watch those movies, though.
and also they're like removing things from their library too. I'm like, you just started.
Yeah, I noticed
Why
that.
are
There's
you
like there was something we watched real early, and then all of a sudden it was just gone. I was like, wait, what?
The
So-
Home Alone movies are gone already.
Are they?
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
We rewatched the second one not to cut you off, Josh. We rewatched. Sorry, I just want to jump in on Home Alone here because this is very important.
Yeah.
We rewatched the second one, and that movie is literally torture porn. Like Kevin straight up murdered those two guys, and I don't care what anyone said.
There was like a clip once about like doctors who watched that movie and commented on all this stuff. They're like, "Oh no, blunt force trauma to the head. He's dead."
Oh yeah, no. He throws a brick off like a 4-story building and hits this dude in the head like 4 times in a row. I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!"
Paint can to the face, down a flight of stairs, onto a nail.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not.
No, he's dead.
Walk it off.
Yeah. Crazy. Anyway, sorry. Go on.
I'm just saying, it's just like I said, it's just Disney, and they're taking away their own stuff. So
We'll see. I don't think it's going to kill by any means. I don't think it's going to kill Hulu. I don't think it's going to kill Netflix. But I mean, I enjoy having it because we watched a decent amount of stuff since we've gotten it, including The Mandalorian. But I mean, they could have easily sold that to someone.
well, I mean, it's definitely a quick kill Hulu because they offer it as a bundle package with Hulu.
Oh yeah, that's right. They do. Yeah. Do they own Hulu now? Because did Fox own Hulu?
I don't know.
I think they. I feel like they
part of it or something.
Did, and then I'm sure Disney acquired that when they bought Fox. So, but you can watch The Simpsons on Disney Plus. So
in its full edited glory.
Yeah, it's great.
Like fully edited.
Yeah.
Well, they complain because they edited it out like to make it full screen instead of
4:3.
a widescreen instead of full screen, whatever. I mean, it's been so long since there's been a full screen TV. So part of the jokes are missing because they were on the edges.
Oh, that's fucking dumb.
The one they talk about the most is the Duff beer and how all the Duff beer actually comes from one source, but they have different labels.
Oh lordy.
Pick up on that.
Oh goodness.
Wow.
Ay. And that was like I think it was they edited. I think I was telling you guys about it. They edited the New Hope again when they put it on Disney Plus. They like edited the Han and Greedo scene again. Again. Yeah, where like Greedo now shoots first, or Han, who shot first the first time? Was it Han? Han shot first the first time, right? So now it's like the way they edit it. I guess they made it seem like Han is defending himself and not, just murdering this dude. So I don't know. I haven't watched New Hope on there yet, but
oh my god,
it turned into some of this like someone shot first, but no, they shot first. Now he shot first again.
Okay, well, it was always the original was Han. Mm-hmm. Then in the '90s they switched it to Greedo shoots first, and it's just like
all that CG stuff, right?
Fucking horrible shot. Like misses by several degrees, and Han just murders him.
Actually, that reminds me. I enjoy that little like joke they played on the two stormtroopers from.
They're trying to hit the can or the grenade, whatever it was. Yeah,
just completely made themselves pointless to the story.
Let me tell you, like I was watching with my girl. She had such a visceral, feral reaction to when they punched the bag. Like she was like she wanted to jump at the screen. I was trying to I almost had to hold her back from jumping in.
Wasn't just her, man.
Yeah.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, why did we all have such a strong emotional response? Like,
that baby's goddamn adorable. That's why.
Why did Disney do this? Hey, they're just in the boardroom. Like, what do we got? Okay, so we're Disney, right? Yep, but we own Star Wars, right? Yeah. Let's show a little vulnerability. Okay, I'm with you. 6 episodes in, we're just gonna wail on the baby in a bag. Okay. All right.
Show you how much of a badass we are.
Exactly. All right, I like this. Yeah. Okay.
Is it still bad if you beat a 50-year-old baby? Well,
he's not a kid anymore.
We're so
okay.
badass.
Can I say I have a problem with the baby being 50 years old? I understand that this is an alien race that lives for a very long time, but I did the math. It means like Yoda died when he was 18.
Yeah,
it's fine.
At his peak.
At his peak. He peaked in high school, clearly.
My prime, I am.
Oh goodness, that's.
But no, I loved it. They were punching the baby, and I was like, "What the fuck? This is where the show's gonna go." Yep. That's awesome.
we talk about that dark blade? That was sick.
Oh yeah.
So if no one knows what the dark blade is, it's actually from the Clone Wars show, where you find out it was from the first Mandalorian Jedi created the dark blade. So
what is the significance? I know it's a badass thing to have, but I don't get the significance as to
So originally,
basically the Mandalorian Excalibur.
Yes,
the one who owns his sword is the king of the.
Yeah, you basically lead the Mandalores.
Oh, so that's basically what he is. That he's a Mandalorian, or
the last person who had it was the leader of Death Watch, which is the people that saved him on the planet. It looks like they had the similar stuff going on.
Well, it was in Rebels. Didn't the girl get it?
It was in Clone Wars, and then it starts in Rebels. It goes into Rebels. But this
no, I'm saying the Black Blade or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah,
Dark Blade. Doesn't the girl in Rebels get that?
Yeah, and then
so does she lose it?
They haven't. I don't remember. I haven't seen that. I don't honestly know. I've never actually watched Rebels. I was just watching videos on like the history of the Dark Blade and who's had it.
I would lose my member before I lose a Black Blade.
Yeah, but so I don't think they really have said what happens between Rebels and this for her to lose that and why this guy has it. So
that's interesting, though.
Yeah, essentially, it's I am King Mandalore. That's what it is.
Help me figure out the time frame that this is supposed to take place during.
Before Force Awakens, but after Return of the Jedi.
Before, okay.
I mean, it's the First Order that they come down with, I'm pretty sure. So, like the squadron that holds them up in the bar, pretty sure that's First Order.
All right. See, I was just trying to figure out when. I figured it was going to be in between the new trilogy, but
I mean, at one point Disney Plus had their like panel line thing. It was Star Wars, and it was in the order that they were supposed to be in, and I'm pretty sure that was after Return of the Jedi and before Force Awakens.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it means that this baby was born sometime before the Empire existed.
So it's actually Yoda's baby, potentially.
Yeah. What?
I mean,
that's horrifying.
Is there even Sith anymore, or is it just Sidious being an asshole?
I forget who I heard it from, but there's a female Yoda.
Yaddle. She was on the Jedi Council. You see it in the first or second movie.
That's just
funny. Don't even have a name for this race. You gotta look.
It's Baby Yoda and Yaddle. That's the names. It's just Yoda Yaddle. Oh man,
baby.
Oh no! Oh,
it's been too long, boys. It's been too long.
Should have left that in the last year.
Nah,
we didn't.
Kicking off 2020 right.
I thought it was just a bad dream.
No.
There is one thing that I keep repeating like a lot at work.
Is it baby?
I'll just be sitting there. No, I'll sit there. All of a sudden, 0, 0, 0. Because whenever I'm putting in like numbers in my job, I'll put if I ever
are you
enter 1
coding
0
with binary?
Yeah, no,
0,
like
1, 0, 1, 0, 1,
like
1,
okay,
0,
routing
2,
numbers.
2,
a lot
what,
of them
2?
are like
Oh god!
So in my head, I'm 0, 0, 0, and then I'm gone for like a good 30 seconds until I can snap out of that shit.
Oh man, cool. What have I been up to? I've been literally working. That's what I've been up to. Yeah. I work. So I don't know if I've mentioned it before on the show, but I run a GameStop. So as you can imagine, it is literally like hell month during the holidays. Yeah. So I've gotten some sweet deals on games. Haven't touched a single one of them. I do have a new team in fighters. That's about it.
Okay, just for reference to when the Mandalorian is supposed to take place.
Oh,
it is 9 years after the Battle of Yavin.
Yavin.
Yeah.
Is that the Return of the Jedi one?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Return of the Jedi takes place in 4 after Battle of Yavin.
Battle of Yavin was the first movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was A New Hope.
So it's 9 years past Return of the Jedi?
No, 5 years past Return of the Jedi, 4 years... 5 years past Return of the Jedi, 9 years from A New Hope.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. That makes more sense. Cool. Didn't know that. Yeah.
So the okay. So, so the First Order probably is developing.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, haven't really been doing too much. Watch Witcher. Watched Mandalorian. Like I said, I had a new team in fighters. I'm playing that little shit for brains Go Tanks now.
Go Tanks.
I never thought I would touch that little asshole white.
Did they give him the Galactic Donut in this one?
That's his. So his assist is the Galactic Donut by itself. It actually freezes you in place, which works really well with my Broly.
Of course. Oh,
and then
fuck you.
his level his level 3 is the one where they like spike Boo into the ground, where he like spikes it to Piccolo, the volleyball fist thing.
Okay.
The 1, 2, 3 set, whatever it's called in the like Budokai games.
Yeah.
That's his level 3. So, and if you do it with Piccolo actually like sets it for you before you spike it. So I run right now. I'm running. My main team is Blue Goku, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Broly, and Gotenks. That's my main crew at the moment.
Okay.
So, I'm playing around with that. That's really the only game I've been playing. We started Battlefront 2 a little bit. Me and the other dudes I usually play with, including Naylor. We did Battlefront 2 is fun. If you guys ever want some random shooter to pick up, it's cool.
Never.
They got rid of a lot of the microtransaction nonsense, or surprise mechanics, as EA called it.
Surprise.
Yeah. So you can pick the game up for like $10, and then you can just get the Celebration upgrade, which just unlocks all the cosmetic stuff for you. You just have to unlock weapons and things for the classes. It's kind of cool. It's fun.
The only Star Wars game I played was Public Commando.
Oh, I did start Fallen Order, I think, at some point when we were on this little break here. So that was cool. Started that guy. That's really been it, honestly. Like I said, I've just been working a metric shit ton and not leaving the store ever. So this is literally the most I've been home since Thursday.
Welcome home, brother.
Yeah, so cool. We're having fun. Yeah, that's really it.
Oh, I also found out there's a Fast and the Furious cartoon show.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Pause, what?
Fast and the Furious.
Cartoon.
Starring Vin Diesel.
Starring kids.
Oh.
I think Vin Diesel probably does one of the voices, probably for his character, but yeah. It's like kids helping the crew
Jesus.
doing shit.
Speaking of kids, I just scrolled up in the chat and Dr. Worm is staring at me, so that's cool.
I saw that too. I was like, oh man.
Oh god.
Just delete everything.
Yeah. We're just going to do one of these and get that away. Okay, we're good now. Alrighty.
It's Fast and the Furious Spy Racers.
Spy Racers. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. Remember those movies were about street racing and drugs?
It's still about racing, I think. My problem is...
I thought you were going to say drugs. It's still about the drugs. Yeah, the kids are on blow all the time.
I don't understand the purpose of the kids. I watched like one episode and I wasn't even like... I couldn't bother to pay attention to it. Yeah, it's like... This is like those 80s shows that they took adult movies and made children cartoons. It's like, I think you lost something in translation here. I don't think you understand the purpose.
Yeah.
No, what is the message behind whatever?
Well, they're like kids. They look like they're 12 years old. I was like, well, these kids aren't going to be driving, so...
I mean, I think they should be driving, personally. That's fine.
Parents are just going to be taking their kids to the movies. Pops up right before Frozen 2. Fast and the Furious. Oh, this looks nice. Just some kid snorting a line of crack. Well,
my bad.
Gonna have to talk to somebody.
It's not a movie. It's a Netflix TV show.
What platform?
What platform? Oh, goodness. Man, 2019 was a wonderful year.
Wasn't it though? Can't be buried deep enough.
That's funny. I didn't like. Are the characters from the movies in the show?
Like I said, I could barely pay attention to it.
Gotcha. It was that.
There's
bad.
also a new Doom movie.
Yes, I did see that on Netflix. I haven't watched it yet, but I was excited.
I did.
It's
I expected it to be absolute trash garbage, dumpster fire.
So
I got about like 30 minutes into it. I was like, I'm not paying attention to this either. Fuck that.
And it's still, even 30 minutes in, I don't think anything fucking happens.
Here's the best way to describe it, and I saw it from beginning to end. Resident Evil 1 with demons that shoot fireballs.
Okay, so it's
Wow.
Is it directed by U-Bowl?
I have no idea.
Oh god.
They're trapped in a space station that's like shut down from the inside, and when they get there, no one is there until they open a door, and then a whole bunch of demon people
They just come out of nowhere. Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's literally Resident Evil 1.
And then there's a romance story like just forced down your throat every 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Who is it directed? I gotta know who it's directed by.
Tony Giglio?
Giglio? I don't know who that is.
Giglio. He also wrote it too, so like
Oh.
Tony Giglio. Ooh,
So it's
boy.
probably Helio.
he also did a Death Race and
Oh,
The Saint.
those wonderful movies.
He wrote them. He wrote Death Race Beyond Anarchy, Inferno, Death Race 2. It looks like everything but like the first kind of decent whatever one.
Oh god.
So that's cool.
It looks like only The Saint is not a sequel of some kind that no one's ever heard of. Well, I've never heard of The Saint either, but
Oh, he wrote Soccer Dog, the movie. So I mean, he directed that one too. So clearly, he's someone to be. He's a force to be reckoned with. So
Soccer Dog is an instant classic.
it is. It definitely is.
It really pulls out the heartstrings, man.
From TriStar too, the guys who made Godzilla. So that's neat.
Did we just play 20 questions?
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
Or no, what? No, sorry, it's not 20 questions. What's the game where like you have to connect one
Trivial
thing
Pursuit.
to another, but you only have okay.
Oh, the Wiki
7
Dive game.
degrees of
That one.
the 7 degrees of separation.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, 7 Days to Die. What?
No,
Oh.
Whatever. What
So
were we
glad
talking
you're
about?
paying attention.
I don't know what we're talking about. I have lost the thread on this one. Doom? Is that what we're talking? Doom. There we go.
We have to connect this to fully play. You have to connect this guy to Kevin Bacon.
Ah, Kevin Bacon.
Is it-
Okay, so
is
Tom
it
Giglio
at-
giggle. Kevin Bacon giggles in X-Men First Class. Kevin Bacon. Nailed it.
You did it, man. Hey, that fucking worked.
I love bacon.
Okay, I guess it's called 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
We'll see you next year then.
Well, yeah, that was that's the end of the podcast. It's been fun.
We've
I
set out
thank
to do
everyone
what we
here. we have nowhere to go from here, honestly. That's better than any review we could ever do. So
You peaked right there, man. I'm proud of us.
me too. It's good working with you guys. I'll see you never. And that'll be it. Well, should we just leave it at that and get into the meat of this episode?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because Kevin
You
Bacon,
mean we didn't even start?
No. Oh God.
Ah!
Yeah, Kevin Bacon just stole the show there. So
Bacon
we are.
chips.
We were looking for a topic to discuss, and we decided to do like the decade in review, whatever nonsense. And we decided to do the top 5 moments of Kamen Rider of the past decade. So if you haven't watched Decade, well, yeah, I guess that's technically part of it. Kamen Rider in the past decade, Ben. It starts
That's a
at
single
decade
way out.
and then goes all the way to 01. I included 01. I don't know if you guys did or not.
I did.
Because it premiered in 2019. So
Yeah, right. I agree.
I failed. I could just completely fail this.
you failed.
Yeah, I've watched Kamen Rider, but there are no moments I'm like, oh yeah, that was a great moment. And if I did, I forgot them by now, so they weren't that great.
You know how to fix that, right? More Kamen Rider.
But you just rewatch all the Kamen Riders for the last 10 years. Just take off the next week of work and just watch them all back to back.
And then call us from the hospital. when your eyes are being
No.
repaired.
His eyes are rider posing. Oh God.
His rent are in the shape of a henshin post. What happened?
Oh
So
boy.
I guess that's
God, I hope I'm building at that point because that's just impressive.
Yeah. So that's fine. Well, I guess it's down to you and me, Rob. That's what it is.
Okay.
But I mean, Josh has
So
seen
let's start
Kamen
with
Rider,
this.
and Ben has hilarious input, so it'll work. It'll be
What-
fine.
So
What
I'm
is-
gonna, like I said, I'm gonna drop the links to my selections. That way, while they're distracted, you can find yours.
And you can find mine while I ramble about them. What were we gonna say, Ben?
I was just gonna say to start off, what is Kamen Rider?
Oh, Kamen Rider is, if you guys have seen our logo, which I would assume you have at this point if you're listening to this right now, it is the, I guess, sister show to Sentai. I guess
It's
is the best
Master
way.
Rider. It's about a dude who drives a car, maybe a motorcycle, maybe just runs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe doesn't
Never
use
gets
either.
on the fucking motorcycle.
He fights crime in a big super suit that does
As long
various
as there's a
things.
monster involved.
Yeah, as long as there's a
He doesn't
monster
do
involved.
petty stuff
Nah, he doesn't
And
do
it's
that.
not
like murder.
the biggest difference between Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. There's usually not a color coordinated squad.
No.
It's usually just one guy or two guys.
Yeah, or a group of like 10 of them that just kind of happen to be in the same room.
Right.
They're more about the aesthetic and not the color.
Yeah.
So
And they wear
usually
actual armor most of the time, not just spandex. Some of them do
Yeah.
wear a decent, half and half, but there's at least, armor on their like important bits, like their chest. So,
Right.
so yeah, that's Come On Rider.
Kamen Raider.
Cayman.
Like the soup?
Yeah,
Yes.
like the mini
Kamen
alligator.
Rider.
It's Cayman. Yeah.
So, did you go in any particular order?
Yes, because I'm not a coward.
Okay. Because I did too.
You did too?
I did too.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, we don't do that coward shit around here.
Nah. So, like,
This is the best moment, and you're wrong if it's otherwise.
This is my opinion, and that's all that matters. Damn it.
so, my, when I was trying to think of the list, it really, like, it was hard to not be all about, like, either power-up debuts or character debuts. Like, it was really tough to avoid that kind of stuff, because what I was trying to do was go for that moment or moments where it was not just about a new power-up. It was about what was going on, the moment, the craziness, like all the emotions. That's what I made my list about.
Okay, tell us what moments made you cry.
Oh, we know.
Oh, you know.
Tell us on the Kamen Rider where the man
I,
touched.
I may or may not have that moment on my list too. So
I have two that made me cry. Technically three, but two and one. Anyway, so
I have that one. The one. That one's on mine too. So
okay. So my number 5 actually is about the new one, Kamen Rider 01, because I wanted it was really important that this show going into the new era. I mean, it's hard to put a lot of expectation on it, but I really was hoping that the show would be really as good as Build was, or as Geo could have been. You know what I mean? Like I wanted this to be awesome because I didn't want to start off on an X8. So that the moment 01 was, it has been really good. So I can't complain about it much. But the one moment that really solidified the show for me was ironically the introduction of one villain, Horobi. Kamen Rider Horobi. He had his moment. I'm gonna drop the link in the Discord. But basically what happens is he finally shows up, because this whole thing he's been sending out his number 2 to go fight 01 and Vulcan and all, up to the point where they finally made it to him. And then, dude, if you haven't seen it, basically he just completely decimates Vulcan. And the thing that made it even better is that plot-wise, Vulcan's character was so affected by the actions of Horobi from the past that the blind rage and all that shit, like, you could tell Vulcan was struggling to want to try to tear this guy apart, but he couldn't touch him. And then he lands this freaking kick.
Spock was never the same afterwards.
No.
I haven't caught up. Do you find out that Hirobi was the one behind like the framing and all that nonsense?
So it's still kind of cryptic, but it's basically, yes, Hirobi was the one that was the face went down, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It's not for sure he's the mastermind, but he's been the face of it.
Gotcha.
So anyway, so that whole fight where he just completely dissects Vulcan, it's so, and I didn't expect that level of emotion from the show like that so early, but you get invested because you know what he's all about. He's not like the most complex character, but the fact that this moment happened for him and you felt his rage, and then that unstoppable force that was Hirobi, and that freaking kick. Oh my god, that kick.
I like Jin clapping
swear.
in the background.
So this is what gave me hope for the Reiwa era. I really hope that the show continues to be very good, and it has its ups and downs, but so far it's been really solid. That's why that's my number.
Okay. I'm just kind of watching through the clip now. Oh yeah, okay. So I remember. I did see the part where he like sees the monitors and all that, and I do remember that. So that's when you see like, oh yeah, so it was this dude because he's the Kamen Rider form.
Right. Yeah. It's implied that he's the one who did the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
which makes. But that kick.
That kick is pretty cool.
I swear I thought he killed him. Like he should have just
the way he dropped dead and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. If he would have died, it would have been totally perfectly okay. Like, I get it, bro.
Like it's literally a stinger through his neck.
Like, there's no way anybody's.
And he just casual walks away because he's the coolest guy ever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. So mine kind of ties hand in hand with that. I have been 0-1 anyway. It kind of ties hand in hand with 0-1. I've been kind of feeling a little bit of, if I haven't mentioned it before, or if it's kind of obvious since most of our stuff is based on it, Kamen Rider is my favorite of the Tokus.
Yes.
Hands down, it's the one I've seen the most of. It's my favorite. I've sunk my life into it almost as much as Gundam, which is disgusting.
That's all right, man.
It's fine.
That's okay.
It's fine.
It's good. It's good.
My first one is just... so I've been feeling kind of fatigue with Kamen Rider lately, with the last couple seasons. Like, it kind of started with X-Aid, and then it's kind of just gone for the most part since then.
I think it started before X8, man. It started Ghost. It started...
Yeah.
Like,
Drive, like, I was pretty much done by Drive, I should say, even before X8. Like,
yeah.
I want to give Drive another chance. I hope when we get to it, it'll motivate me a little bit. But I want to give Drive another chance, because everyone says it is fantastic, but I was just so, like, bitter about the whole show at that point that I didn't enjoy it at all.
We hadn't come down off of Gaim.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I don't know.
Maybe
if
we
it's
were
just
too rough on it. Yeah,
I do want to revisit it though at some point, which I'm sure we will. It's actually in our new list here that we're doing. So maybe we'll see.
Okay.
But it's feeling that fatigue, especially with the last couple, I just wasn't a huge fan of. Zio is the first Kamen Rider show I literally have never finished while it was airing. I truly despise Zio. And everyone's like, nah, it's good, it's better. No, and I'm like, it's not. It's not. I've tried so hard. I just, like, the fatigue was real, is short, long story short. So, not to keep repeating myself. And when 0-1 premiered, it was very refreshing and different. And even watching the first few episodes, because like I said, I haven't had a lot of time lately. Watching the episodes, when I do watch it, I feel like genuinely invested again. And that's what I kind of missed about Kamen Rider is, I was watching it week to week just because it was Kamen Rider, but now I'm actually invested and I enjoy the characters and I enjoy the story and the setting and the rider suits and everything. Like, even if I may or may not have problems with it, which I don't really have at the point I am, which is only like episode 5 or 6. It's still fun for me to watch, unlike the last few have been. It kind of felt like a chore almost, and it was like, oh, this is cool, more rider, that's great, move on.
Yeah.
So,
well, save for Build, but up until Build, like after Gaim, up until Build, everything was forgettable.
I mean, even in Build, like I had a lot of fun. Like Banjo is my favorite character in the last couple of seasons of Kamen Rider in general. Like Banjo is a treasure, like I've said multiple times. But like even during that, like I was a little fatigued. Like I wasn't motivated to like. I mean, I'm still obviously not watching it week to week, but like week to week, I still miss the episodes a little bit. And even during build, it was like, I'll just watch it when I watch it kind of thing. So like that fatigue was definitely real before 01. And it's revitalized it a little bit. So that was my first top 5 moments of the decade because they really brought it back for me.
Are we including decade in this list?
Yes, because that actually, it premiered in 99, but decade, yes.
Okay, anytime Decade threw a card into his belt was badass.
There you go.
That's a top moment.
Top moment 1 through 5. There you go. 5 different tosses.
Nailed it. All right.
What'd you think about his pink driver?
The Neo
Yeah.
Decade driver?
Neo Decade driver.
Magenta.
Whatever, I don't care.
Magenta.
He's magenta. Whatever.
It's magenta.
So,
but I mean, hey, the whole thing about Decade is that I don't think he got obviously he didn't get the full show, but even what he had could have been a million times better, and I still think he's a better villain than a hero, but that's just me.
I think he plays kind of like what Tony Stark has become in the movies when he like makes appearances. Not that I don't love Tony Stark, but like in Spider-Man, he played a fantastic role of just kind of being around. Yeah. And I think Decade has really strived at that because I don't think he's the strongest character, and like just being the best, kind of like Kabuto, it's not really the most enthralling character trait to carry a character on.
You're right.
So
he does seem a bit overpowered anymore.
Yes. So it's whatever. Again, I hate Zio, so whatever. I don't give a shit. Also, because they ruined Blade, but that's a whole other thing, and that is strictly in extreme bias.
We will get there.
So, yeah. What's your fourth moment here?
Number 4. Okay. So, way back when I first got back into Kamen Rider, when I first got into Kamen Rider, was because you showed me a couple clips of Wizard, and that's when Gaim started.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, during the time that Gaim was airing, that was the first time I ever heard of a Tyson movie. So up into the release of that movie, I took like a hard crash course into Kamen Rider and then the history, the lore, all that. By the time that movie released, and then when the movie did release, there was a moment in there where even though I was in my fledgling Kamen Rider state, that I knew was really big, and that's when Hongo Takeshi walks across that platform right in front of where Gaim was running away from that little kid, with that little kid. Do you remember?
Yeah.
The first time we see Hongo Ichigo in probably
that was right after you watched all of them fight each other, right?
Yeah.
That was about,
Yeah. That was the first time we saw him in a movie or in a show at all since the Showa era. So I knew that moment was big, and I felt the goosebumps, and I felt all the chills. And I've been trying to find a clip of that exact moment, but I can't. What led to that? I'm sorry. What came from that is what I wrote for my number 4. Is after we saw that big moment and he was back and official, we started seeing a little bit more of him more often, and that gave him his own movie. And that's when we got Tank Ichigo. Oh, that didn't work.
Oh, the tank upgrade. Yeah.
Yes. So
the big beefy one during Ghost. Yeah. Still haven't seen that movie.
No. So anyway, I'll find that clip again. But Ichigo becomes this freaking tank of a unit.
Yep.
And
just find a picture real quick and throw it up there.
Yeah, you're right.
I got it.
Anyway,
keep talking. I got it.
So the moment comes where apparently in the movie if you haven't seen it, don't want to put too many spoilers out there, but he suffers a loss and then he gets this super freaking power up, and now from Ichigo we get this new
I'm sorry, I googled Ichigo upgrade and I just got Bleach and I got really sad.
That just hurts.
Oh man, Bleach sucks.
Doesn't suck. It didn't go well. It should have been so much better. God damn it, Kubo. Why didn't you just listen to my idea?
I'm sorry, go on. Continue.
So yeah. So this I was watching the movie, and what it really is a giant, old Showa fan. This is the final movie for you. So watching that moment where he gets that power up and seeing the old school embrace the new school, and then you get this Sao Ren Ichigo hybrid tank of a person.
Sauron.
Like that's all I think about when I see Ichigo tank. It's Sauron and his bulky tank armor. But yeah, and then to tie it all together, the henshin itself, when he finally transforms, it's so much more than just the pretty colors and the swiping that it used to be. They really show the full henshin, and it's just a wonderful thing. That's why that's number 4.
Okay. So as we were talking about it, I mentioned a few because we were deciding if we want to do like a top 10 or a top 5 good, 5 bad, whatever. I had mentioned to these guys that some of mine on here were not so hot. And my number 4 pick is in X-Aid. There's a character named Laser who is the third rider that shows up, who dies on the Christmas episode. Merry Christmas, everyone. And at first, so that's not only the Christmas episode, it's also like the episode after they introduce Zombie, I forget what it's, X-Aid, or Dan Karuto's zombie form.
Level 9?
Level X, not 9.
Level 10, yeah.
Level X. So it's this big zombie, has this like Michael Jackson movement thing going on, and like that's when I was still like into X8. I wasn't a big fan of some of the stuff, but like it still had enough there for I was interested. And like this dude comes out with this crazy dancing, weird stepping zombie motion stuff, and Rob, see if you can find a clip of it just so they can see, because it is very interesting actually. And then like 2 episodes later, it's the Christmas episode, starts with Holly Jolly. He gets this dumb key thing that they use to transform the cartridges, and he gets Santa Claus beard, and he's carrying around a sack throwing toys at kids. And about 15 minutes later, Laser dies. Murdered in the rain. Like straight up dies. You see him fizzle away and everything. There's no coming back from that, or so I thought. And I thought that was one of the great moments, and I was like, wow, they were actually brave enough to murder a rider off just like that.
There you go.
There's the clip. If you guys are checking out our Discord, there it is. And it was so jarring and awesome at the same time. But then the biggest problem with it, and my biggest problem with this show, is they retcon it like 20 episodes later, 25 episodes later. They bring everyone they've murdered back. They turn Karuto was a meme at that point, long before that. But like they undo it and just bring him back, and it doesn't
cheapened it.
Yeah, exactly. It cheapened it. So like it ruins this great moment that was on a Christmas episode, no less. That's really my favorite part. That's why I picked it. It's the Christmas episode.
I dig it.
But like you had this character who like I just remember they showed the clip of like him doing the autopsy or whatever it is, because he's a pathologist, I believe. And all this, and they had just revealed this big character plot, because you think he's just like the cool boy, like Spike from Cowboy Bebop, like he's just the cool guy, doesn't really care, he's the edgy doctor. And then they reveal there's a little bit more to him, and then he dies, and it's like, oh shit, all right, cool. Wow, all right, this show's taking some risks. Undo all of it. So that it ruined it for me, honestly. And that was it. At that point, it was pretty on edge for me, but I think that was the final nail in the coffin when they finally brought him back.
No, legit. Like, I was never a fan of the worst. So, just...
I think you dipped into the shadow realm there for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm back, though. No. It was just... I hated all the for X8. It was terrible. Yeah. Terrible. Ugh.
It's just, so glad when he died. I mean, I try really hard to just accept it, but there's very few shows that I'm just like, no, stop. You need to stop. And X8's one of them.
Exactly.
So, yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think going in cold to that death? Ben,
I mean, he died.
He died, yeah. Like, it's... Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it skips right to when he's died, but he just like literally had his ass handed to him
for like 10 minutes as everyone's like jollying around being Santa.
Although it was weird because the way, like, not the way he died, but the look of how he died sort of made me think that maybe he's a Digimon.
He might be. This particular season actually is based on video games, so that's why.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is.
Right.
That aspect is kind of cool. I will give X8 that. That is kind of cool. It doesn't make any sense why he's a doctor and why that's even a thing, but he's the main writer. X8 is literally Dr. Mario.
Yeah,
And
yeah, pretty much.
I have no context going into that scene, but I'd just like to point out that no matter the show, isn't it amazing how everybody's backup shows up right as they die?
Or that it's
when
raining
else-
when something sad happens.
We're almost there. Shot to the chest. We're here. Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks for getting here. You guys are great. No, seriously.
I see you hiding behind the corner. Just come help. I can't do it, Chief. It's not how the show works.
Not in my contract.
You dying yet? Like yet? Okay, you're dying now. All right. Yeah, no, we're.
One of those things where like the actor just like looks directly into the camera. Come on, kids, you can help. Just clap your hands, and I'll stay alive. Just clap.
But there's actually no camera.
No one's clapping. He's just like, all right, whatever.
Oh,
But-
Lord.
No, it's fine. Really, it's okay. I
It's
understand.
fine. It's fine.
And then they again. What sucks even more is yes, they do bring him back, but then they turn the badass character that killed him into a fucking cartoon.
Literally a meme. Like, it's ridiculous. And I don't...
Yeah.
Like,
Fucking-
he was such a problem, and like it was so cool when he got the forms, and like the way he started was just like, you know, the dark Mario and all this, and Nega X8. And yeah, he just like the second he loses, they bring him back, and it's terrible. So
Exactly the same thing they did to Gentoku and Build.
yes,
Same thing.
not to as bad of a degree. Like Gentoku is still tolerable when he's on screen. Kuroto
Yeah.
is terrible. Like I could not watch a scene with Kuroto in it.
All the overacting is just
Yeah, but Gentoku, like, yeah, it's the same idea. So, Gentoku's the purple rider that we watched in that the Zio movie.
Yes.
Yeah, just so you guys know.
So
What's your number 3?
speaking of Build, I think is this one your number 3 as well, or is this higher for?
No, I actually don't have any build on this list.
You don't have Build.
No.
Okay. Well, then,
Disappointment is real.
Rob just got real sad. He's about to quit.
because I'm about to cry, and I'm going to be the only one who's crying. It's not fair.
Oh, yeah.
3. Build the Kamen Rider Build. Reese's final.
I mean, because we watched the movies, honestly, I'm going to be real. I completely forgot he died.
Yeah. So they do retcon in the movies, but you know, before we had those, this is all we had. Okay. And I can't. I mean, I don't really have to say anything. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it.
Yeah.
And if you're not hospitalized from severe dehydration after this scene, I don't know what to help you with. You have no emotions.
See, I already don't like this clip because they don't have the good subtitle. Because I think that was overtime. Yeah.
Okay, so I go to start the clip and I see it's 9 minutes long, and I'm like, I can't watch this whole 9 minutes, so I'll skip. The one spot in the whole clip that I skip to is a gun going, "Wah!" and just blowing my ear up. I'm like, all right, well, I think I get it.
Like that clipping audio screen that
Hold
they
on,
always do.
I'll see if I can find the exact timestamp. Let's see. Okay, so go to 3:52.
352. All right. 3, 2. Oh shit.
Single ice.
Oh my god.
Ah!
That's pretty much it. Yeah, that sums up the whole scene.
that sums it up. Yeah.
Yeah. This looks interesting. Oh, he's dead. He's definitely dead. Okay.
Yeah, that's
So-
a good introduction to Build. There you go. There's Grease.
Grease. Total badass, total perfect, and watch it. 'Cause-
But yeah, there's another translation where the belts when they henshin, it goes, "Are you ready?" And then like plays a little jingle, and they blah blah blah, blah transform all that. He, as you saw, it says there like, "I'm ready," but there's one of the translations. I think it was Overtime that did it.
yeah. Over time.
And the translation is "Damn right I am." And it was just in the moment, like in the heat of the moment of that, the music's playing, like it's built up all season. It was so badass.
It's like okay, fuck it, I'm going deep. So the whole episode is building up to this point where if he transforms one more time, he's donezo. He doesn't have like the ability
using that particular build.
Survive that. Right.
Yeah.
So he goes and he does it because he knew the main bad guy had sent basically carbon copies of what were his 3 closest friends before they all like met their ends prior to in the show. So he basically has to face them all by himself so that everybody else can go ahead. He does that final henshin. It's fucking epic. You see the blast and that's just one. So he does that 2 other times, and then he has that emotional goodbye. And it's that moment where if you watch the whole show, you kind of understand the levels that it really took to do that scene. Because you get the ultimate badass moment, but shit, man, that hurt so bad to watch him go. So bad. Almost as bad as my number 1, but yeah.
That was my number 1 too, so we'll get to that.
Yeah. So that's my number 3. How about you?
My number 3 is actually a tie, because I think you said you had a wizard one, right?
No.
Oh, I thought you did. Anyway, doesn't matter. Well, here you go. So it's actually a tie because I couldn't. There's not really a good clip of the one, so I figured if we were going to do clips or something, one is essentially it's two different fights against a character named Phoenix, and I talked about it before. I think when we did our top 5 whatevers. The first one is like the doofiest little moment that no one would ever remember other than me, because I thought it was the coolest thing ever. He finally gets his Blizzard form, which is one of the upgrades to the elements. He gets his blue upgrade Blizzard Dragon, and they're fighting. And Phoenix is this dude who just every time he comes back, he gets more powerful, and he keeps coming back, and they keep fighting to the point where they're fighting like 3-4 times in an episode.
He's a problem.
Yeah, he's a problem. And so what Wizard does is he does this really sick combo of like, he does water, turns into blizzard, does the blizzard, and then he just beats him with his tail. And it's just like, it's this very little moment that was just so like well done and choreographed that it's always stuck out to me since I watched Wizard. And that's only episode like 16 or something like that. And it was just like, I don't know why. It's a very little moment that has always stuck with me ever since I've seen it, and I've always raved about it. And like, it's whenever I think like top 5 anythings for Kamen Rider, when it comes to like fights or choreographs or moments like this, that's always one that sticks out to me. And if I ever find a clip, I'll put it somewhere. I'll just re-download the episode or something.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I have one.
You're probably not going to find a clip unless you find like the full episode, because I don't even remember what number episode it is, honestly.
No, this is just one of them.
But the other one in tandem with that was the final Phoenix kick, was the All Dragon. Yes, this one here, where they're fighting Phoenix. He gets his like, it's his upgrade. I guess it's technically his mid-season upgrade.
Yeah. All Dragon.
Yeah, All Dragon is technically his mid-season upgrade, where he combines all 4 of his elemental forms. He gets like upgraded elemental forms because he uses the elements, and then he combines them all because they all wear a piece of dragon armor. He wears all that armor as once. That's why it's called All Dragon. And he kicks Phoenix literally into the sun, which may or may not create a god at some point down the line, because every time he dies, he comes back stronger. So if he's constantly dying, I don't think he thought that through too much. But
not quite. But not his problem.
Yeah, it's Wizard has a lot of problems. That's not a secret to anyone. But those 2 moments have always stuck out to me, and Wizard has always been one of my favorites. And I know, Josh, you feel the same way. Like, Wizard has always been one of your favorites as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And like, it's just it has a style to it that is just very different at that point. And like, he's just cool, and he's a cool guy, and does a lot of really cool things. The problem is the show just has a lot of shitty characters and shitty writing. But that was
the first to adopt that style, the wiry, flippy.
Yeah, they actually had a different suit actor who is now the main 01 actor, I believe, who was doing all that flippy stuff. So it's just those 2 moments in general, because like I said, I didn't know if we were going to do clips or anything. I knew I wasn't going to find anything of Blizzard. So those have always tied for me. Like, when I think Wizard, I think those 2 moments.
I like that, because this was one of the ones that you showed me initially, like this kick, and that's when I got that first idea. Like, holy fuck! Like, take the dog shit out of him.
I have this way of convincing people to watch Kamen Rider where I just literally I just bug them until they watch it.
Well, I mean, when you say in any conversation, so this guy kicks this other guy into the sun. I mean, we're gonna listen.
Yeah,
you have to know
true.
context in that case.
Yeah. So by the way, he got dragon armor and kicked this dude into the sun. And at other times, he also uses an actual dragon as a foot. So, yeah.
Go on.
Go on.
Oh, okay.
So it's since we're talking like Neo Heisei, technically, that's just in general, that's a Neo Heisei moment for me that I will just never forget, probably until I just lose my mind. But
when you mentioned little subtle moments, like I don't know if you remember, I can't remember the Sango movie, I think, whichever one, where their fight, where oh my god, Fies is, and then he just like slide drop kicks somebody.
That's
like,
that's Yango. That's the Yango shorts.
Yango,
yes,
that one.
And there's a GIF of that. If I'm gonna try and find it real quick, but there's a GIF of it where Fies just drop kicks this monster in the background. It's the greatest thing ever.
It's like a disrespectful sliding drop kick.
It's so good, motherfucker.
By the way, here's a foot. So when you say subtle, that will never leave my head. That little moment. Fuck you.
It's too good. That's honestly what it comes down to sometimes when it comes to these things. It's the little moments you always forget, no matter what you forget about the show itself. Because couldn't tell you the plot to save my life of X8, honestly. But I'll tell you, I remember Dying Man on Christmas.
You're probably right. Yeah.
So,
not so much the case for my number 2 though.
Oh, I found it. Hang on.
Dope.
Yeah. Hang on. Oh my god, this is so good. Okay. Oh boy. What did it download? Okay.
So to understand, like X-Day, I mean, Fies is a dirty fighter. He doesn't give a shit.
He really doesn't. That's one of the things I love about him.
So this kick, it like, I don't know, it represents a lot about him. Way.
Oh, okay. So it's not letting me actually save the image. So I'll just do a link. That'll work. Copy. Paste. You guys got to look at this thing. Cool. It just did it right there. Good.
Cool.
Oh, you might have to open the link. I don't think it's actually going to play in the window. Open original. Yeah.
Bam, bitch.
Zerotus is like, I got this. I got your back.
Now, mind you, this is a Kamen Rider. He's got powers. That's what he chooses to do.
He could literally clock up for 10 seconds and just go faster than the eye can even comprehend. And he just sliding kicks this dude in the mouth.
I love it. I fucking love it.
It's so good. Anyway, what's your number 2?
Number 2. Number 2 is I have it here in a wonderful AMV for you guys. This is the only way I could find it. I couldn't find clips or any of it, but it's the final fight between Kota and Kaito.
Okay.
The ending of Gaim. So Gaim was again
fat hero.
It's my favorite series because of the story and all that. And this final fight between Gaim and Baron, as they go through the fight, you get to see like the whole thing where this like inevitability, this paradox, like all the stuff that was in the beginning of the show where it was super cryptic and it really didn't make sense. And it still really didn't until the very last 3 or 4 episodes where they were like, oh yeah, that's what all that shit meant. So, but anyway,
it kind of turned into like a Destiny's Intertwined sort of thing.
Yeah,
how they're going to reach this final position.
Yeah, and then we get this final fight, and again, you have to watch the whole show. You have to go through the entire journey, otherwise it just won't have the impact. But just so you guys get the point, is that it's a lot of imagery during the fight, a lot of metaphor that they start off in their normal, like as normal people, then they go through their vanilla forms and through each power up until the final thing where they basically go all out against each other, is what I mean. And it was cathartic. It was nice. It was a fitting end for their whole story. That's why I'll never forget that, because the perfect finale to one of my favorite series.
Okay. So my going again in tandem. My number 2 is actually also Gaim, but it is another death of a character.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's that one. So the whole thing with are you gonna find it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sid gets did. That's the name of this video. So the whole thing is they use these lock key things that if you're watching the video Rob just put up, they attach to the belt and they transform everything like that. This dude is wheeling and dealing these lock keys to the kids so they can play their Pokemon battles. Don't even get me started on this plot line. He's wheeling and dealing, dancing, dancing groups of children that can...
I didn't say it started off perfectly.
that Pokemon battle each other for territory stages. I don't know. Don't ask questions. Just go with it. Just put the orange in the belt, damn it. So this guy, Sid, is wheeling and dealing in these lock keys. And he goes out in the most unceremonious way when he challenges like one of the big bads of the show. This dude just blasts him into a mountain and just crushes him with it. And it was just so... I remember, like... I don't remember if we watched it in the dorm or if I had just like called you or something afterwards, but like we watched it and I was just like, "Oh my god, Rob!"
We couldn't stop laughing for like a good 20.
Like it was so unceremonious. This dude's trying so hard and he gets squashed between a mountain. And like that was the most visceral death I'd seen in Kamen Rider, probably to that point.
It was jarring. It was shocking.
Yeah, like he's squashed. He's a pancake. So like yes, Gaim is great and there's a great bunch of like character interactions, but like the best interaction is between this man and a mountain.
Okay, that was a good one. That's a great one.
Oh man.
Good
So yeah,
pick.
Sid gets did. That's my number 2. Oh man, it crushed.
I can't beat that.
It's so good.
Okay, wait, I have one. I have an honorable mention.
I have one too. So
okay, I have 2 honorable mentions, but
boy.
the one I just thought of because of your Sid getting crushed.
Sid getting did.
Double meets Ankh for the first time, and when he does, it's shocking to him. I don't know if you guys. Well, hold on, I can't get the link to work now.
Is it when the coin rolls out?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. It is. Hold on. Did it work?
No.
Is this not it?
Is this it?
Yeah, it is. It's that link that just popped up on the bottom.
Okay.
There it goes. Should have popped up.
Is this the Omega War movie, whatever it is?
Core, yeah, the core. Anyway, you just reminded me of that when fucking freaked out.
He's just the floating arm.
Yeah. And he's like, no, what the fuck? Yeah, all right.
That's funny.
So yeah, my for my legit honorable mention, Kamen Rider Amazons.
Okay, just the entirety of it.
Well, it was my first. The only thing I really put was Jin's first tension, and then that scene where he destroys all those. Anyway, that show was in 2016, and that's when.
Was it really?
Yeah. So the first season was.
Why
2016.
are we old?
I was legit depressed, and I thought Kamen Rider was going to suck forever because we were in the middle of that shitty.
None of you ever listening to me.
So, and then we hear about this Amazon show, and then Carl sends me. I know you sent me. Watch it, and then this fucking guy Jin, he first you see. You notice a difference in the way it's filmed. It's like dark, it's gritty, so it already feels real. And then this dude just slides out of his truck, cracks an egg, eats it, and then slaps on this fucking driver. And then just hold on, I'm putting this up on the.
You can keep talking. I'm fine. Oh, you got it. Right?
Yeah, I got it. And then he proceeds to absolutely stomp the shit out of all of these people. But it was that first tension because you felt it and you knew this was different.
It's a very visceral and violent show. Like, the original Amazons, when it first premiered, was also very visceral and violent because they wanted something for the older kids now, the ones that were fans of Kamen Rider to begin with, but now they're the older kids. This, in particular, was made by... I forget who. It might be Inoue. I don't remember. It was one of the directors from the first chunk of Heisei series, and they were like, "Oh, Kamen Rider's coming kind of kiddie, so let's make this instead." So that's where the show came from.
And it is every bit as gory and awesome as you could.
Yeah, it is extremely violent and extremely delicious and fantastic. And I personally, this is one of my favorite shows, and it fluctuates to my favorite every once in a while.
I needed this during X8 because I was like, no, this is bad. I'm gonna give up, and then this shit happened, and this is it. Not only is it like it's more gritty, it's visceral, it's real for adults, but the story actually has like a better. It feels more adult than your typical Kamen Rider plot. So even if you're worried about it's still people in suits, the story itself is still not bad at all.
One of the most appealing things, honestly, of that is just how much personality the writers have in their writer forms. And just the way, like, whoever did the choreographing and, the practicing and all that with the actors themselves, like, they just put so much personality into both of them, both Omega and Alpha, Jin and Haruka. Even Neo, he's a little punk, but he even had, like, a lot of personality to him.
That final moment between the three of them, that was a legit...
You mean the hard cut? Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Before that,
even the movie didn't talk about that.
That's the one complaint I have. They robbed the shit out of us for that. They really did. But I mean, if they did it, they wouldn't have done it right. I don't think we would have got what we wanted out of that either way.
At that point, honestly, the expectations were so high from that show. It's kind of like I was actually just talking about this at work the other day. Kingdom Hearts 3, 13 years of waiting. There was no way in hell that game was ever going to meet anyone's expectation. Ever.
None.
So, I mean, it doesn't help that it sucked, but that's a whole other conversation.
Sorry.
Sorry. It game sucks. But
it was so bad that it's the only part of this episode I can chime in on, and I'm not.
Yes. Give us your thoughts on Kingdom Hearts 3. Go.
What?
Do we have another 5 hours? Are you sure?
Yes.
Sit down, buckle up.
I mean, that's as long as the game is, so that's all that matters.
God,
really? Was that too soon? Sorry. We got DLC coming soon, right? It was supposed to come out in December. It's coming. It's coming.
Is that the real ending of the game?
It's where you can play the same ending as 12 different characters, but you just do the same fight over and over again.
You know what? I'm down. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, it was a great game. I'm glad I waited 13 years for that. So yeah, it was kind of like that. They built so much over the 2 seasons that I was so excited for the third movie that kind of fell flat, honestly. But I get it. They had to end it. It was a nice ending to their stories, but yeah, the movies, it's whatever. It's more Amazons, so I'm a fan.
Now the final fight between Jin and Haruka, that's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a bloody one too. That's a real bloody one.
Yeah, but that didn't make the list.
No.
Anyway.
So my honorable mention is Forza ending, because that shit fucking sucks. So how do you take a dude who wants to befriend everyone and have him beat the final bad guy? You literally have him hug it out. So that's why that's my honorable mention, because that sucked. I hate Forza. I hate it. Hate's a strong word, but I hate it. Not as much as X8, but I hate it.
I don't like at first I didn't like his design. I really have an issue with bad designs. It's just so jarring for me.
He looks like one of those old, like the things you give the kids where you put like the triangle peg through the triangle hole kind of thing. That's what he looks like, and that's what bugs me about it. Like, it's so dumb.
What is his final form? Is it cosmic?
Yes.
Or the fusion between
the fusion
him
thing
and
is his
Meteor?
movie form they always get, like Gold,
it's just
Infinity, All Dragon, like all that kind of things.
Okay, I didn't know
it's
if
a
it was
movie
like,
form. That's all it is.
Well, then cosmic is ugly.
They're all ugly, to be fair. Like, they're all terrible.
True, very true.
Even Bruce Lee, Kamen Rider Bruce Lee. I don't remember his name. He was pretty terrible too. Yeah.
Meteor, ready?
Yeah, Meteor. There you go. So yeah, that was my honorable mention. Should we, Rob? Are you gonna cry? Do we need to?
Hold on, I'm okay.
So, hello. Number one is Josh, did you ever finish W?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you know this part. It's where Philip dies and then doesn't.
Stop. let me have this.
No.
We didn't know that. Damn it.
Yeah.
No way, we did.
This
anyway.
was rough. Yeah. I mean, I literally texted you the second they introduced the bird and asked you if this is true, and you're like, yeah. I was like, okay, I figured it out 2 seconds into it.
It was hard because, man, you've seen the whole show. You know, this final episode, they don't sugarcoat it. You know what I mean? Like they make it known that Philip is not gonna survive unless they never henshin again. You know what I mean? So
like they go into the final fight knowing that, and then they decide to henshin anyway.
Full well that this is it. And then the whole reason they had to do it, Utopia was such a stupid nuisance that they needed just that one moment of extreme. When they went extreme, that was all it was. Bitched him, but then it was the aftermath, and there's no words anymore. This still hurts, and it happened 10 years ago,
literally,
and it still hurts. There's no other words. When Philip was gonna die, and he was gonna do it himself, and then Shotaro was like, "You know what, bro? I got this." And then he does it, and then he fucking dies. And you didn't know he was coming back the next episode, man. You didn't know. And it was over. And there's no tears. There's still tears I cry, and it still hurts. Fuck you.
And then Philip never showed up in a Kamen Rider again.
Yeah. And then he got too cool for us. But
Shotaro shows up. He's got nothing better to do.
no. This bag. Everybody loves Joker. But yeah, so this is number one of the decade because this will always be the most impactful moment of any Kamen Rider show I've ever watched.
I got very upset when watching it because I had binged this show. So like, you know, it's one of those things where you spend so much time with characters. You spend 52 episodes with them, whether you like them or not, like you've spent time with them. And this show in particular is about these two like dealing with each other and getting along, and like they're bros. Like they give sweet crisp high fives to each other all the time, constantly. And like when your bro goes bye and no more crisp high fives, you get real sad.
It's so sad.
I just explained the plot to W in like three terrible like third grader sentences.
That was perfect, though. It works. It works, man.
So yeah,
I get. So that is the number one.
This is the scene I like to loom over Rob whenever he gets sassy with me.
It's not, because it still stings. It's like reopening a scab that's like the size of a sword wound.
So yeah, I mean it's memorable because I think this was probably the first time I got like genuinely upset at a moment in Kamen Rider. Like there's some moments where you're like, ooh, oh god, yep. That was probably the first one I got like actually choked up at.
And it ruined me. I mean, Double was my favorite rider. Like I like the rider itself, and then the story was just too much at that moment.
If you guys didn't know, Rob actually has a Joker tattoo. That's how much he loves W.
That's how much I love Double. I have the Joker symbol on my arm. Maybe I have a picture of it somewhere.
I'm sure there's one floating around somewhere.
It's all over my facey space, so go for it.
It's literally just on his face. He just has a giant J on his face. It looks ridiculous. We tried to talk him out of it. He just went with it.
I make bad decisions, man. What can I say?
So yeah, that was mine too. Just because it's like I said, I tried to go with things like when I think Neo Heisei, because it honestly overall Neo Heisei I don't think holds a candle to the original Heisei, or Heisei 2, whatever you want to call it. I personally don't think it does overall. But there's definitely some standout moments, and that's kind of what I went with when trying to make this list. It was when I think of those particular seasons, like what do I think of, and that was those moments.
Yeah, and it was, again, I'm sure we different aspects of this, like saddest moments. I definitely want to do a form one but that has to be like top 10. Like, there's no way I can come up with just 5 of my favorite form changes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right. Well, I think me and Rob rambled enough. I'm sure. Are you guys still awake? You guys awake?
guys.
Claw?
Guys.
I didn't really watch the episode. They died.
See? You see? That's okay.
Gross.
Gosh, damn it,
I kind of liked it.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Do it again.
It died. I kind of liked it.
I mean, I like the Christmas death, so that's fine.
We're all twisted.
So yeah, it's fine. I like dark stories. I'm an emo kid at heart. Have we been over this? I've talked about this multiple times on this podcast.
You're the edgelord of us.
I am the closet edgelord. So should we roll? Should we just get that out of the way? Let's roll.
Let's roll.
So we normally have a list of 203,000 billion shows to watch. So to mix it up for the new decado, we see what I did there?
Honore
decado. That's a Kamen Rider reference, Ben. You'll get it eventually.
You'll get it.
If you say so.
We decided to pick one each out of 10. We just threw 4 different choices on there, one each. And then I just populated 6 random ones from that list, basically just because I randomized the list already. It's the first 6 in our list. And we're going to roll out of 10 to try and stop some poo-poo fatigue.
So exciting.
Yeah. So there's be a lot of ones we're really excited for to share with the other champions of this channel. Do you like that alliteration? That was nice, right?
That's not bad.
So I should be a writer. Ben, I'm going to write your story. I'm going to write your next story. Is that cool?
That's fine.
Okay. It sounds like you're having a terrible time and loving it at the same time. It's fine.
It's just going to be alliteration.
So we're just going to roll out of 10. We're going to see what we can do. We decided to nix, what the hell was that show called? Astro Fighter Sunred, something like that. Is that what it was?
Didn't watch it.
I watched like 10 minutes of it. It was god awful. I can't do it anymore, guys. I'm sorry. I think Ben was saying like there's that one dude that's going to get super disappointed that we're not reviewing it now. But,
sorry, my friend.
sorry.
I apologize.
I'll give you a hug, I guess. I don't know.
I haven't seen your show, but I'm sure it's awesome.
It's like, what you think of season 2, episode 1? You mean the only episode? Yeah, that one.
That's literally the only episode that exists apparently.
Pretty bad.
So, yeah, we're gonna roll out. We're gonna roll out of 10.
Always mind with that, dude. There's a whole first season. There's a what?
It just doesn't exist anymore. Should we state our choices first so they know what's on these? So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
My pick was Ultraman Orb.
Duh. What was your choice, Ben?
You know that one where the guy has the spandex
That's
thing?
a good one.
Yeah.
We'll do
that one. This one in particular was kids with spandex, just so you know, and a weird ghost
the
comic
cartoon
guy.
version too.
Yeah, the weird ghost comic guy. That
The
was
Jay Leno ghost.
Jay Leno ghost. Yeah. What was your pick, Josh?
VR Troopers.
If you haven't heard him chanting the entire time we've done a roll since we started this. And I picked Kamen Rider Blade because that show makes me happily depressed, and I want to watch something happily depressing. I love that show. It's my favorite Kamen Rider, so I want to watch it for this.
Okay. Let's see what
So
happens.
let's do this roll. I am just using a set up random Google number generator out of 10. Let's go. Number 1. What's number 1 on this list? Ultraman Gaia.
Gaia.
I believe that is an older one. Let's see. Linky link.
Gaia.
Ultraman Gaia came out in 1998, so actually a little bit after Dyna.
Oh, okay.
It is the
Gaia.
takes place in the universe as well as the
This
world
is one of the more popular ones, right?
I believe so. It looks like it took place right after Dyna. So but it takes place in the same universe. So I'm sure there'll be lots of references.
If we don't get 1,000 Years of Pain, I'm not interested.
Do we want to roll until we get one of our choices just to kick off the new year, right?
Let's see which one of us wins.
Yeah, should we do that? Let's do that because I don't want to watch. Okay. I don't want to watch Ultraman right now.
I mean, what's the point of having a random roll if you can't do it multiple times?
Exactly.
I don't know what that is, so we're gonna roll again. It's that one in particular was La Bella Film Masque Potrine. I don't know.
That's the one I was talking about.
That one's great.
And Fumino Kojiro. Nope, we're gonna roll again. Let's keep going. I don't want Ultraman kind. All right. VR Troopers! Yay! So we're going to watch VR Troopers because that was kind of defeated the purpose. But okay. Totally random, guys. Totally random.
It's our show.
Yeah.
Doing it our
do what
way.
I want. Do it live. That was a decade reference, right?
It was.
So we're going to watch VR Troopers and we're going to review that. And Josh is going to be super excited. Yay. Is it still on Netflix?
God.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to watch it. So that is Metal Heroes. It was an adaptation of Metal Heroes, and there's some.
It's an adaptation of 2 shows that they.
Yeah, I believe Gavon was one of them, right? Special Sheriff Gavon.
Yes.
He pops up at some point, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, it looks fun. It looks
Found it.
VR Troopers, whatever. I don't remember.
I found the theme song.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah. Let all state stand.
VR Troopers.
Oh boy.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Yay.
Love like the first 3 episodes. The heroes are rarely seen together in the same shot.
That's fantastic. I'm so excited now. So yeah, we'll watch some VR Troopers. So, thank you for listening. If you've made it this far, I promise we're gonna try and get on a schedule again. That was kind of the point. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, guys. We got this.
Oh my god. I'm just watching this intro. Holy Lord.
It's so good, isn't it?
You know, I've never heard of VR Troopers, but now that I'm seeing that half red, half blue dude, I totally know who he is.
Do you remember like the clips and stuff from when you were younger?
The clothes, the toys, everything.
Yes.
Everything is just, it's all coming back now.
The half red, half blue dude, I believe, was what's his face?
Kikaider, right?
Kikaider, yeah.
Yep. Oh my god.
So that was the suit they used anyway.
This show's gonna be great.
I'm so excited. I've never actually watched this show as much as I love some of the Metal Heroes. I've never seen this one.
The
Dope.
best part is the moral lesson at the end.
Oh, good. I like how, what's his name? Richard Rabago is Tao.
All right.
So, yeah. Thanks for watching. This is Tokudon, or listening, watching, whatever. I don't know what we're doing
Listening.
anymore. This is Tokudon. I'm Carl. You can follow us on all the social medias and listen to this podcast on all the social medias. That's a thing, right?
Yes.
You can follow me at Kaiju Karudu on everything known to man and several known to monkeys. That monkey social media, where's that? I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I'm Rob. You can find the monkey grinder. Is that what you're on
Yep.
now?
Don't ask questions. Just go with it. Don't ask questions.
You can find me at Sick Man Drinks at everything. Thank you. Yeah. What the fuck?
Oh god, I'm crying.
In a good way or a bad way?
Oh shit.
There's no way to answer that.
You can be bad on Monkey Grinder.
Why? Why did that have to happen?
I'm just gonna go.
Okay, so
You guys can find me on stuff.
just not monkey grinders.
Oh man, thanks for listening. See you
Bye,
guys
guys.
next week.
Later.